cherished viewers of Cafdil TV. It's another week and we've come your way with another edition of Religious Vocation Digest. If you've been an ardent follower of this program, you would realize that from these initial stages, we are trying to represent all the congregations, and then we move into deeper conversations. Today, I have different sets of religious brothers, yes, religious brothers, to educate us on the brotherhood. We know of sisters, we know of priests, but little is known about religious brothers. And so they are here to educate all of us on the brotherhood. As the usual right down here, I will allow my guests to introduce themselves. Remember, you can also join us live on Facebook, Cafdil Cape Coast, YouTube, Cafdil Edu. Tell a friend. As you watch on social media, kindly share and send us your comments. To do the introduction, we'll begin from my extreme left.
Okay, thank you, sister. Good evening, cherished viewers. My name is Brother Michael Telewa. I belong to the congregation of the Marist Brothers of the Schools. And currently, I've been in the Brotherhood for 13 good years when I make my first religious profession. I'm from Nandom, Ku, in the Upper West region. And I'm in Kumasi Bokrum community. And I'm working in a school where I'm currently serving as the bearer of the school and also the vocation director for the Marist Brothers in Ghana. Thank you.
Thank you, brother.
My name is Brother Aristide Obenbaini. I belong to the Congregation of Holy Cross. I've been in the religious life as a brother for close to 18 years, basically 17. And I'm from Cape Coast, Central Region. Currently, I am a student, and I've been a teacher, ICT teacher, and I've been working in schools and then working with younger people of our generation. Thank you.
My name is Brother Aaron Ne Ero. I belong to the congregation of the Brothers FIC, in short. They usually call us Brothers of the Immaculate Conception of the Blessed Virgin Mary, Brothers FIC. I am 15 years now as a brother. I come from Nandom in the Upper West region, specifically Pina, St. George's Parish. I am working in Tumu in the Sisala East Municipality as a teacher, and at the same time, the vocation director for the congregation. I am teaching in a school called St. Mary's Basic. Thank you.
Brothers, you are most welcome.
Thank you, sister.
I am Sister Marian Hagar Griffin, that's it, from the Society of the Infant Jesus, and I will be your host. Today we are discussing the brotherhood, the role of brothers in the church, the role of brothers in the church. To begin with, it is appropriate that we know who a religious brother is. Brother Aaron, who is a brother?
Thank you, sister. The name brother is traditionally given to the male lay religious in the church since the beginning of consecrated life. The title does not belong to him exclusively, but it represents a significant way of being the ecclesial community, which is he is a prophetic memory of Jesus. The title brother or a sister underlines the common dignity and fundamental equality of all believers, and we are all brothers. Matthew chapter 23, verse 8. So just with this background, I will say a brother is a lay consecrated male who responds to the call of God to live out the practical lifestyle of Jesus while living the evangelical councils and in the community life. In short, I would say this, a brother.
Okay.
Yeah.
One of the ways that we can understand the life of a brother is that the life of a brother is a gift from God. And it is built on some pillars, I would say. One of the first pillars that I'll talk about is that a brother is a person of prayer. We pray together as a community. We pray on behalf of the church. We pray for people who ask us to pray for them. And so the life of a brother is built around a person of prayer. The other aspect of a life of a brother is we are pillars of support to one another. Brothers do not live in isolation. We live together in community. And that helps us to be each other's keeper and also to support each other in good times, bad times, in times of joy and in times of sorrow. The other aspect of a brother is that a brother is a person of commitment. We live vowed life. And therefore, we live the vow of poverty, chastity, and obedience. So we commit ourselves for the sake of God so that others will have life and live. Sometimes I will call it lives given to God, love given to all. And the other aspect of a brother's life is that a brother is a person of service. Each of us have told you how much we are involved in caring for the people of God. We serve in each other's capacity to be able to make sure that the kingdom of God is alive and present for all people. And so we use our talent and gift to be able to express who we are as brothers, and that is how I can say who brothers are.
Okay. Brother Michael, anything to add?
Yeah, just a few things just to add to what my brothers have already shared. So brotherhood is not about what the brothers do. It's about who they are. That's a brother. So they are called, as my brother has already mentioned, to be pillars, to be men of prayers, and also to be brothers to all. So we are brothers to all, as Jesus Christ came and became a brother to all of us. So that's what a brother. So it's not about what we do, but it's about who we are.
Okay. We know that priests are ordained. What then makes a religious brother?
What makes a religious brother is our consecration. Priests are ordained for a ministry, but we are consecrated to be set apart, to be witnesses, and to live the gospel plan. So that makes us different from them. And also to live the vow life that my brother just mentioned, the vow of chastity, poverty, and obedience. And also to live in a community. So that makes us different from our priests who are ordained.
Okay. Brother Aaron, anything to add to?
Yes. As I explained who a brother is, I said we are called to live the practical lifestyle of Jesus. When I say the practical lifestyle of Jesus, that talks about Jesus was a healer, he was a preacher, he was a counselor, and he lived so many examples left behind. And just as he commissioned others to go and continue his good works, the brothers in the church continue the ministry of Christ by attending in so many ways. So the brothers, we are consecrated in the church, people set apart. So therefore we consecrate ourselves in living the evangelical counsels. These counsels are in the church that by our baptism, every Christian is called to live these counsels. But as a brother, we further deepen by responding to this call to live out the evangelical counsel in a profound way that every Christian is supposed to do. So in this, the evangelical counsel the brother receives is to be a witness of Christ's love present in the world here. So the priests are ordained to administer the sacraments of the church. The sacrament of the church, if we know, they are ordained to hear confessions, they are ordained to administer the sacrament of the sick, to baptize, to celebrate Mass. But we know when a priest is ordained, that power is given to him, the Stoner Christi. He represents Christ by celebrating the Mass. So in that religious, we are not ordained. Therefore, that power of celebrating Mass is not given to us. but we consecrate to live practically the lifestyle of Jesus on earth here. So basically, the difference is the consecration and the ordination. The priests are ordained, and that power is given to them to administer the sacrament. So therefore, we are not ordained, and we cannot say mass. Not that a brother is not qualified to be a priest. No, it is by choice. I am a brother and I want to live as a brother. So sometimes people think that a brother is aspiring one day he will be ordained as a priest. No, in the church there are the religious life is there, the priesthood is there. So it is a choice of life. So a brother in the church is the presence of God's love on earth to administer to the people the needs of the people. So I will come in with another explanation if my brothers have something to add.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, I would like to take off from the last point that brother made about the life of a brother is the quality of presence we give to God's people. And you realize that our ministries are more involved with the people. Most often than not, one of the questions that I will ask myself is, after Mass, what else? And parents at home, those of you listening to us, the question is, who takes care of my children when they go to school? Who takes care of my health when we come to the hospital? Who is the social worker who gives me a hearing ears to my problems or listens to me? And the quality of our presence to God's people makes us who we are as brothers.
Okay.
Yeah. I still want to add something.
Sure.
The root of a brother is like the encounter of Moses in the burning bush. The God that hears his people who are crying out, asking for help. The God that knows the people that are suffering. He encountered Moses by calling Moses, sending him to the king, the wicked king called Pharaoh. Go and liberate my people. Send them to a place. Those that cry out. So the brotherhood in the church plays a role like Moses. God hears the cry of the people. So the brothers in the church, we consecrate to listen to the needs of our people. That is, we are into various ministry. So you see brothers caring for the sick, the voiceless, caring for the orphans, and other ministry. So the brother in the church plays like the Moses in the Bible. God called us, send us to liberate those who are in captives, those who are the voiceless, and then the rest. So in other way, the brother is a Moses. Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you, Brother Aristide. We know that some congregations, like the friars, whether you're a priest or a brother, they are all friars. Does it cut across?
In my congregation as Holy Cross, we have priests as well. What people should understand is that, like Brother Aaron talked about, being a brother is not a stepping stone to become a priest. No. I would ask that famous question when people ask me, would you become a priest someday? And I will ask them, will a nurse become a doctor? Each of us are working in the same vineyard. Nurses and doctors work in the same medical facility, but each one of them has his or her role that he or she plays in the environment he or she finds himself. In the same manner, we also work in different capacities in the roles that we find ourselves, even though two congregations can have both brothers and priests. If you are a priest in a religious community, it means that you have been called upon to a further vocation in that congregation. Brotherhood is a vocation, priesthood is a vocation. They are not the same. So we shouldn't confuse that. If you are a priest and you are called a brother, you are not. Okay? So if you are a priest in a religious community that has two societies, we call it, the brother's vocation and the priest's vocation, they are not the same. They don't perform the same function, and we should look at it from that perspective.
Okay. Anything to add?
Yeah.
Okay.
So just to continue from there, the priests and the brothers, you realize that even at the beginning of the consecrated life, those congregations who feels that they need to have priests, later on they realize that evangelization is not only about preaching the word. There is more. Just like the Second Vatican Council that comes to talk about the salvation of the people is the total well-being of the humans. So therefore, a priest alone cannot do the evangelization. If they say to ordain priests alone to administer the sacrament, to celebrate mass, other aspects of the social life of the people will be cut off. Therefore, those congregations further went on to establish brothers. And that is why we have some congregation, as my brother Aristide already mentioned. They have the brothers and they have the priests. They realize that the mission of that congregation, though they are priests, but they still need brothers that will basically attend to the needs of the people. So we have brothers in the same congregation, we have priests. So the brothers are very playing a pivotal role in the church. So this development of the brother from the 16th to 17th centuries, other lay consecrated men and women came up boldly and said the lifestyle, the religious, which we used to say on this very platform, I mentioned the history of the religious life, how the consecrated persons, they used to withdraw from the world, stay in isolation, distance themselves from the people. But now they realize that that alone is not a way of evangelizing. Let's go to the people. Let's preach to them. Let's feel what they are feeling. As Pope Francis would say, smell them like a sheep. So that brought the religious life to other ministry, the close to the people. So the brother and then the priest, now it is even a laid down rule. If one is even trying to open a diocese without a religious in that diocese, it's not permitted. So the religious life, when I say a religious, because the topic is about brother, but when I say a religious, I'm referring to the brothers and the sisters. We are the same. We play the same role. And we are very, very important in the church. So many people don't actually know. And I must say, the brother is like St. Joseph in the Bible. St. Joseph did a lot as far as the ministry of Jesus is concerned. But little did they mention about Joseph in the Bible. Just once. So the brothers are like Joseph. We are behind the scene doing a lot. Yet, they still don't know us. Something we are aspirants to become priests. It is a vocation in the church, and we want to be a brother. And I enjoyed being a brother in the church. And I'll be a brother and die as a brother. And it's true. Some of the congregation, what they do, if not because of the brothers, other aspects of the lifestyle of the people will not be seen. I am not boasting, but if you come to the north and mention Brothers FIC, we have played a very vital role by empowering many. Engineers you think of is from the brothers. We have technical schools that empower the youth to be engineers, contractors now. And the secondary school that we also established in Nandom Sect, now called St. Michael's, have produced a lot of people who are now playing very vital role in the church and in the society as well. So the brothers or the brother in the church, we are silent workers. We are acolytes. In a silent way, we add value to the life of people. That is a brother.
Okay. Do all brothers wear the habit, Brother Michael? You know, sisters, it's obvious. We know some of them do not put on the habit. How about brothers?
So for brothers, for what I know, all of them put on habit. For what I know, or those I've encountered, all of them put habit. I've never seen brothers without a habit. But when you go to Europe, because of what is going on there, most of them don't wear habit. But when you come to West Africa, Africa in general, all the brothers that I've encountered, we put on habit. And the habit, as brother have already explained, talks a lot about the congregation, who we are. So if you can give me permission, I can just explain a bit about my own. Our habit we put on, when you go to France, we began from France, or in Europe, they put on a black habit because of the weather. But here we are using white. The white, and we have a cord. And this cord represents chastity, the vow we take, the vow of chastity, this cord. And on the cord we have 3 knots representing the vows. So we have chastity, poverty, and obedience. And we have a cross. At the end, when you make your final vows, you are giving you a cross. And this cross I have on my chest here, representing that you are being crucified with Christ on the cross. Because we have three places very important to us as marrieds: the crib, the cross, and the altar. So this cross represents our crucifixion to the cross of Christ. And our habit shows simplicity, that white we put, because Mary is our model. And Mary is a simple person, as we know from the scriptures. So that shows us our simplicity. That's our habit, and that's how it is. So, as I mentioned earlier, all brothers put on habit, unless my brothers have encountered any brother who doesn't put on habit, I don't know.
Truly, after Vatican II, the church allowed religious communities to be a little bit flexible in the wearing of habit. And some religious communities showed that because of the constant relationship they have with God's people, and for identification's sake, they were going to, some of them decide not to wear their habit or continue to use the habit. Like brother said, when you go to Europe or even in America, some places, they have decided not to wear the habit, but they continue to have insignias or signatures of their lives as what? Religious. Some do have their cross or other things that will show that. Some even brand their shirt to show that indeed they are what? Of a religious group of people. And these people live the lives that we live, whether with or without our habit. I would look at Holy Cross in a different context. Brother has explained that. We also wear black habit in Europe and other places with a cape. But in Africa, we decided to choose our own habit because it is allowed. And so we came out with this white that I'm wearing. And then we also have the cord. And then we have what I have in my neck, also a medal. When you are a novice, you don't have any of these. You don't have the cord. You don't have the medal that I have in my neck. But when you take your first profession, the cord becomes the life that you live. It reminds you of who you are as a religious, your vow of poverty, your vow of chastity, your vow of what? Obedience. And when you are taking your final vows, Holy Cross gives you a medal. The medal is what we call the St. Joseph's medal for a brother. What does it mean? When you get the medal, you put it in your shirt. Brother Aaron talked about the life of St. Joseph. Theologically, we are saying that the life of St. Joseph is so much that we do not know so much about St. Joseph. And therefore, we hide our medal to signify that we live our lives under cover, maybe, or we live solely in a human manner, in humility, simplicity of life. Simplicity of life, that is what it means, that you don't have to show off what you are doing, but in the cover of whatever you are doing, it will come out by itself. So this is the three things that we have as Holy Cross brothers. You have your cord for your vows, and you have this to signify your commitment or final commitment as a Holy Cross brother.
Okay. Before Brother Aaron, you come in, Brother Mike, we realize that your crucifix is not as straight as that of Brother Aaron. Any reason for that?
Actually, it's a part of our design. We don't have much reason about it. But some, going to Europe, is just straight as we have with Brother Aaron. But in Africa, it's just long and part of the design for the beauty of it. It's part of the beauty. So most of our brothers, you have it very long with that design. As you can see, it goes sideways.
Yes.
To show that beauty of the cross and of the habit.
Okay.
So we don't have particular significance for it. It's only the cross that means our crucifixion to Christ's cross. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you. Brother Aaron.
Yes, thank you. I think I was just smiling because when Christianity came to Africa, the missionaries, we know that when you see any white man, he's a priest. So in our area, they have a saying that I'm Banfara in Nasaltan. I'm Banfara in Nasaltan. So any priest, any white man you see, he's a priest. So as we are seated here, I'm sure those outside, they will say they are priests in the studio. We are not priests, we are brothers. And the difference is there. my brothers have already explained. So that is it. Many people, when they see us wearing the white thing, as people, the lay people call white thing, but there are difference. If you see a priest wearing it, it's the same thing like this, but when a priest put it on, it's not a habit. They call it cassock. But a consecrated man is, or a sister wearing the white thing is habit. So we have a religious habit. The priests wear cassock. So people think that we are all priests, because when we come together and we wear like this, they think we are all priests. Anyway, the religious habits, some congregations don't wear the habits based on other historical traces. As brother said, after the Vatican II, they were liberal. Some were allowed not to wear, some were, it was compulsory for them to wear. And I know the Salesians of Don Bosco, as their founder, after Mass, they remove their habits, their cassock, and they are in mufti. The history behind was their founder, they deal with the youth, the children, that anytime he's in a habit, children shy away. They don't want to come close to him. So after Mass or after whatever they are doing, they remove the cassock and go to the people. For the Salesians of Don Bosco, you only see them wearing the habit when they are going to celebrate Mass, when they are going to have Mass. After that, they are in mufti, natural, and get close to the people. The religious brothers, actually, majority wears the habit. In Ghana, as far as I know, some have it, but because of the work, the nature of the work, sometimes we involve ourselves. We only wear it when we are going for functions. And the FIC, the brothers FIC, where I belong, we came from Holland, the Maastricht, and the brothers there wear a black cassock. So when they came to Ghana in 1965, looking at the weather and then all that, the brother decided not to be putting on the habit. So later on, the Ghanaian brothers will go to Europe and see our fellow brothers wearing the habit. They say, we would like to wear the habit. And some of the brothers said, okay, if you want to wear the habit, then you must live with it. Wherever you are going, you must put on the habit. So just to let them not wear, to discourage them from wearing. But it came on, one of our councils stood firm. It's liberal. Now in the congregation, it's not compulsory for every brother to wear the habit. If you want to wear, you wear. So if you come and see the FIC brothers, sometimes when we have programs, some wear habit, some don't wear habit. So, but there is habits for the congregation. So as I said, brother, we're mentioning the cross, the medal. This, in the congregation of FIC, we call this one the logo. This is the logo. And if you see the design of this logo, it is the artist's way of FIC, brothers FIC. But if you turn the back, the congregation name is there and our Marian logo is there. The congregation is placed under the patroness of Mother Mary. So the full name of the congregation is Brothers of the Immaculate Conception of the Blessed Virgin Mary. In short, Brothers FIC. So those that I know in Ghana here, religious brothers in Ghana here, almost all of them wear the habit. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Why is your attire called habit?
Okay. That is the religious name given to the white thing I'm wearing. Yes. Habit. Mm-hmm. It's a habit. That is representing the simplicity of my consecration. As a brother, as a sister, we wear this one. That this habit we are wearing, it is the attire that anywhere or any function I am attending, I wear the habit as a sign of simplicity, detaching from other flashy things, and wear a simple habit. Yeah.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Okay. So, as sisters, we have mentioned, the name even is called habit. When we say habit, is a way of doing things. What you do, that's your habit. Oh, this guy like doing it. That's this one is his or her habit. So it's our habit showing our way of life, how we live our life. It's what we have now brought it out in terms of a cloth for you to see. This is our habit. This is how we live. We live purity, as the white represent purity. This is our way of life. We live simplicity, as the habit is being so simple not with complications. We live this life as we have the cross. We are crucified to the cross of Christ. See, we live our life as we have the censure as part of the habit, as we live the vows of chastity, reminding us, as you see it, oh, these are the people living the life of simplicity, modesty, and the rest. So the habit is our way of life, which has been transformed into what we call a cloth that we are putting on.
Okay. Okay. Thank you very much, brothers, for that. Any idea the number of brother congregations we have in Ghana?
Basically, I think we have about, if not 10, close to 10. The Brothers of Holy Cross, I can think of the St. John of God Brothers, I can think about the FIC Presentation Brothers, and then, you know, Marist Brothers, De La Salle, you know, brothers. So basically, we are not up to 10. I don't think so, you know. But the power is that no matter how small we are, the impact we are making is very, very strong.
Yeah.
We are making a growth strong.
Yeah. Do we have any indigenous brotherhood in Ghana?
Yeah, go ahead.
So, yeah, as already mentioned, the brotherhoods in the church, in the Catholic Church, we are over 221 brothers congregation, only brothers congregation in the Catholic Church. But in Ghana here, as it already mentions, we have the FIC brothers, we have the John of God brothers, the Presentation brothers, the Maris brothers, the La Salle brothers, brothers of St. Joseph, and we have the Volta friars, and we have Christian brothers, the Combonis brothers, and we also have others who are both brothers and then priests, also in Ghana here, and I would like to mention a few of them. The Holy Cross brother, we have a brother sitting here. We have the Spiritans, they have the brothers and have the priests. The SVD, Missionaries of Africa, Salesians of Don Bosco, and the Franciscan Friars. These are the congregations, they have the priests and they have the brothers. But in all, these congregations, if you go, brotherhood is a key. They say title, priest, priesthood is just a title. They cherish the brotherhood more than being a priest. So though it's a mixed one. Yeah.
Yeah, so the Volta Friars are the indigenous congregation that we have in Ghana. I think they were set up in the whole to be able to take care of some of the needs or pastoral needs of the people. Maybe with time we'll bring them here to talk about their charism and then what they do currently.
Yeah. So just to add, there was one congregation for the indigenous only brothers coming up, but the FIC came and then it died off naturally. That was the St. Joseph Brothers. The St. Joseph Brothers was established by the missionaries of Africa, started in Wa, and later on the future of the congregation was not realized. They were left and their apostolic life, so the congregation was not visible. So until Cardinal Derry Porekun went to Holland and met the FIC brothers and invited them to Ghana. So the brothers came to Ghana, and you know, as part of canon law, before you join another congregation, you must go through the novitiate. So majority of them, I am a professed brother, how can I go back to novitiate? So some could not withstand that and they left. But 5 of them agreed, more than 5 agreed, and then joined the brothers FIC. They went through the novitiate and then they professed as brothers. So as of now, we have 5 FIC brothers who were St. Joseph brothers, now converted to the FIC brothers. But unfortunately, we now have 3 of them still alive with us. So as we already shared, the Volta Friars, they are the only indigenous brother congregation I know existing in Ghana here. But the rest are founded somewhere and they're doing their missionary work in Ghana here. Yeah.
Okay. So apart from social work, that is teaching, nursing, carpentry, and the rest, do brothers engage in any pastoral ministry?
Yes. The brothers, as I said, we are St. Joseph. In fact, I may say people have eyes, but they cannot see. They have ears, but they cannot hear. In the church, what the brother does, we do a lot. other pastoral ministry we do. Like me sitting here, I engage in a lot of activities with the youth. I do catechesis. And at the same time, I conduct communion service in my area because the priests there are few and the institutions are many. The primary evangelical areas, the brothers, we also help the ministry of the priest. So I conduct communion service in one of the institutions every Sunday. So we do other pastoral ministry, just as I said. We send the communion to the aged or the homebound as part of our ministry. So these are some of the things we do in our area. Maybe my brothers will add something.
When you say pastoral ministry, what does it mean? It means that outside celebration of the Mass, what goes on? That is my view about what pastoral ministry is. And you will ask yourself that, who are those who go to the prisons to visit these inmates over there? If you go to some of the schools that are less privileged, like Cape Coast School for the Deaf, who are those who interact with these younger people to be able to let them know that there is life after what they have? One of the things that I do as a Holy Cross brother is what I call the family ministry. I visit families, spend time with them, pray with them, and then help them to grow in the way in which the Holy Family of Nazareth grows. So there are various ministries that we are involved that help us to be able to look at life from the root, or to reach out to God's people from the root and not just wait till they come to church. We follow them right to their various homes. We deal with issues from that angle, and we are able to encounter them. The first thing that we have talked about is the quality of presence that each one of us has. So if the quality of your presence is only found within the celebration of the Eucharist, you have not done anything. After Eucharistic celebration, that is actually where pastoral life begins. And that is where you meet us over there, working with the people.
Yeah.
Brother Mike.
Yeah, so as brother have already mentioned, when we talk about pastoral ministry, we are talking about healing, caring, and guiding the people after Mass, as brother have already shared. Brothers also engage in that. We talk about healing, caring, as you have mentioned, that visiting family is caring. Teaching of catechism, we are also involved in that. It's guiding them in their Christian, doctrines, and that's teaching of catechism. We have spiritual directions. It's also part of healing. As I'm sitting here, I'm a spiritual director by profession. Okay. So I direct. It's also pastoral ministry that we do. And we have a majority of the brothers who are involved in that. And teaching of catechism as Marist is also part of our charism. It's part of our founding this and history of teaching catechism. So pastoral ministry, we also engage in that. So it's not only about the social work and teaching in the classrooms and other ways. So it's part of it.
Okay. Are you adding anything?
Yes, I must say the pastoral ministry is the basic lifestyle of a brother. That is what we do. I baptize you, go out and proclaim the word. And I like the statement of St. Francis of Assisi. Go out and preach. If possible, use words. That is a brother. Not necessarily preaching the words on the pulpits, but our ministry is in a way of living out our life, making God's life present among these people. Anybody who gets in touch with a brother experience that love of Christ. We are living the practical lives of Jesus. The lifestyle of Jesus was that he loved everybody equally, and that we try to demonstrate to the world. If you meet a brother, you see that Christ's love is in him, and he radiates that love of Christ to those that comes around him by our ministry. Thank you.
Thank you, brother. If you are just joining us, this is Cafdil TV, and you are watching Religious Vocation Digest. We are discussing brotherhood vocation in the church, specifically here in Ghana. Brothers, in your attempt to explain who a brother is, you have mentioned what you do and the rest. But I still want to ask this big question. What do you actually do in the church, Brother Aristide?
There is a misconception about when we talk about the life of a brother. Everyone is trying to look at in the celebration of the Eucharist. What does a brother do? Because when you say the church, we know that the church is not only during the celebration of the Eucharist.
Yes.
The church goes beyond the celebration of the Eucharist. And so I would try to move away from exactly what we do during the celebration of the Eucharist vis-a-vis what we do in life. And we have explained enough to talk about the fact that our life, in fact, the life of the brother is the lifeblood of the church. The life of the brother is the lifeblood of the Catholic Church, because we deal directly with the people who come to church or who come to experience God on the altar. And if you want to limit the question to what we do in the liturgical celebration, we can look at the talent that brothers bring to the liturgy. There are some brothers who are into music. Some brothers have written a lot of music. There are some brothers who serve in the capacity of lectern in the church. So these are things that all of us in the church are supposed to do. But if you want to broaden it up in the broader sense of being a brother, then we go back into the question of what we do or what our lives is all about, evangelizing to the people of God in the capacity in which our charism allows us. So the church gives us the opportunity to have what we call charism. So if that question is supposed to be answered in that manner, it means that our charism is what we give, the gift that we give to the church. So there are some brothers who are solely into medicals or healing aspect of the church. So we take an aspect of Jesus' life and then we use it as part of our charism. Jesus was a great healer. You remember when he was passing by, a lot of people were brought, laying by the roadside, allowing Jesus Christ to have a touch. He healed them. You remember where he gave the beatitude. He taught them. You remember Jesus Christ going to the house of Mary and who? Magdalene. He visited them. So we use, these are charisms, these are lifestyle of Jesus Christ. We call charism, and we use that to serve the church. So if you are a teacher, our vocation surrounds those we teach. Not informal education alone, but we also go into informal education. I'll allow my brothers to put in some.
Brother Aaron.
Yes, I'll continue from there. I will say the brothers or the brotherhood in the church, we are the people commissioned to go to the world to liberate. We are the people commissioned, as Jesus Christ said, go, proclaim the good news to everybody. Baptize them in the name of the Father, Son, and the Holy Spirit. So we are the people commissioned out of the many disciples. He commissioned the apostles to go and preach the word. So we are a people called to liberate. That is, there are so many injustices now in our present situation in Ghana. There are so many challenges we are facing. There are people there, because of individualistic today, people are abandoned. And let me say, the Brothers FIC in Accra, they are in charge of the street children. These are children who think, I lost my father, I lost my mother, there is no hope in life. I go my way, whatever happens to me, I don't care. Not even losing your father, there are some things, they are abandoned, they are not loved. Nobody cares for me. Therefore, I live a certain lifestyle. And we see them and try to let them understand that Christ or God still loves you. And we give hope to these people. Therefore, we bring them together and educate them, empower them, and let them understand the unconditional love of God. So that is an apostolate we are doing in Accra. We call the CAST, Catholic Street Children. So I say we are called to liberate. So the brothers are called to go out and liberate in diverse ways by what we do. So as we are seated here, each congregation has their own charism, what they do, what identifies them as this. And we have a historical background, either from a particular corner that he was inspired by the Holy Spirit to respond to the needs of the people of that particular area, that address and that brought the institution of the congregation, or something touched somebody somewhere and that brought the charism. I will go into details later on about how FIC Brothers came to be. But I would say we are the people called, commissioned to go and liberate. We are the signs of the Blessed Trinity in the church. The brotherhood is a sign of the Blessed Trinity in the church. I'm saying brotherhood because that is a topic. When I say the brotherhood, I'm referring to the brothers and the sisters. In the church, we are the sign of Blessed Trinity. God the Father, God the Son, God the Holy Spirit. All these three persons are one. They are together and they are one. So we try to outlive this in our community life. We come from different backgrounds. We are trained from different families. And yet we come together in the community, we stay as one people, and we call each other brothers. And this is a sign that we try to show to the church that we can still live as people like the early Christians. They live together, coming together, eating together, praying together, everything. And people will say, see how they love themselves, just like the early Christians. And so we try to portray to the world that as a Christian, we are supposed to live a simple lifestyle. And we try to demonstrate it by the lifestyle that we live. Now, I am a teacher. I work. But I don't see my salary. And I'm sure this is one of the aspects that the youth are afraid today. And I'll mention it here. It's education. Everybody is called to live a simple lifestyle. And the religious, we still want the people to know that this is a lifestyle in the church that everybody supposed to live. A life of simplicity. So I was talking about we are the Blessed Trinity in the church because of our community life. You will never see a brother staying alone. We must be two because we cherish the community life. And that is the core of our being, just like the early Christians. We are the people who represent the prophets. The prophets were people sent to liberate the people who were in trouble or were in difficulty. So the religious, the brotherhood, we are the prophets, the present prophet. We act as the prophetic, we have the prophetic voice. Where there is injustice, where there is no love, where there is no peace, it's a brother that goes there to ensure that the people experience God's love. We are the people who are light and the salt of the world. Biblically, we know what the light is. In our baptismal, when we are to baptize, we receive the light to show a sign of bearing witness, to be the light. Wherever there is darkness, our presence should dispel that darkness. And that is a brotherhood. We are the salt. You know, salt is something that it doesn't add any nutritional value to our soup. But when salt is missing in our soup, you realize that the soup is just febe. Let me put it in the Dagaba way. It's febe. That is the brotherhood. A life that has no taste is something that we cannot, we don't cherish. So therefore, we add value to the lives of the people. We add value to the life of people by getting closer to them. We are salt. And every Christian, we are the salt of the world. And because we, the brothers, are called to deepen this evangelical counsel by living practically the real lifestyle of Jesus, that is how we try to demonstrate that we make ourselves simple, try to live out, deepen these evangelical counsels to be the light and the salt. So wherever you see brothers, if you come in contact where I know people viewing, they will testify. Those who attend brother schools, the discipline and then the training we give them will testify. Realize that education is not only about the mind, is the total well-being of the person. So the brothers, we do a lot. Now, I also say we are called to be the living memory or the living memorial of Jesus on earth here. Just as Jesus was somebody who cared for everybody, who loved everybody, the brothers continue this mission of Jesus Christ by doing same through our apostolate, through the work that we do. That is the brother. We are sacramental life. Every Christian is baptized. And our baptism asks that we should live like Christ. So we should be Christ-like. as a Christian, we are all Christ-like. So in order to deepen this Christ-like lifestyle, we embrace the religious life, the brother life, to deepen this sacramental life that every Christian is supposed to live out. Now, belonging to the people of God, we are people called. We are not angels. We are not superhuman beings. And that is why we call ourselves brothers. And once there's brothers, there are sisters. So the brothers and the sisters in the church, we try to portray to the world that we are all equal. We are all equal. Nobody is superior than the other. So therefore, that simple lifestyle we live out, it is a sign to the world. It is a sign to the church. Just as the early Christians do, that living together, we can go far. We can do more with our mission. We can do more with our evangelical vows. We are each other's keepers. So therefore, we live in a community that is a sign of the Blessed Trinity we still want to portray. The personal integration of lay and consecrated identity. The personal identity. If, as I am here talking, if I should do anything or say anything, they will not say Brother Aaron. They will say the FIC brother. So therefore, wherever a brother finds himself, he represents that congregation. He is not there alone. He is there in the name of the church. He is there in the name of the congregation which he belongs to. So, the brothers, we do a lot. I'm talking to my, let me end here.
The question you asked is a very pertinent question, because when you go outside there, people ask, priests celebrate mass, brothers, what do they do? And I want to mention this. It's not what we do identify as brothers. It's what we are. So we are brothers to be, not to do. That's what we should look at. We are not to do. So when priests are celebrating my brothers, what do you do? No. We are to be. As Brother Aaron and Brother Arsid have already mentioned, we are to be witnesses. We are to be the sign of God's love. We are to be the gospel plan of God. That's who we are. So the do is always do. So when you talk about the do, you will not find us there. We are not for the do. Because a priest is to celebrate mass. What next? If you remove the mass and the blessings from there, who is a priest? But the brothers, no. Even if you are not working in the school, you are still a brother. Because you are bearing witness. As long as you are moving around, you are not working any social work, you are still a brother, because you are to be, not to do. You are to be the sign of witnessing the gospel values of Christ. So that people see you, as Brother have already mentioned, talked about, when they see you, a brother moving, they know that yes, that is a brother. Because we are giving that witness of the gospel. So it's not more about doing. So it's not doing. If you talk about doing, you will not find us. But it's who we are to be. That's very, very important. That's what I wanted to add.
Yeah. Thank you very much, brothers. I believe you are enjoying the conversation wherever you are watching us from. If it is on TV, remember we are also live on all our social media handles, especially Facebook, Cafdil Cape Coast, YouTube, Cafdil Edu. We will take a break here and then we'll come your way again next week to continue with the conversation. Have a blessed evening.